Hello, how are you? I am back again, and today I thought I would do a quick video, ta-da, all about my Chanel brooch collection and how much I paid for everything. I have I think around 5 brooches now. I used to have more like 7. I did sell a few. I sold them at auction. I got good prices, which I was really pleased about. But yeah, I thought I would show you kind of what I have in my collection and also talk about where I bought them from, how much I paid for them, hopefully give you some tips and tricks and inspiration on where to buy your Chanel jewellery and what to kind of look out for, because I think it's important. It's nice to have good brooches. I love a good brooch. I pin them on my t-shirt, sometimes I put them on my hat. I generally don't put them on bags because that's where they can easily get knocked off, and I love putting them on coats and jumpers in the winter as well. I just think they're such a great playful accessory, and you can wear them on their own or you can layer them up, and that can look really fun too. Anyway, I'm gonna talk you through some of my favorites. I have my little box here. I've got a Chanel necklace hanging off the edge, which I think would be safer over there. So I'm gonna just go through them, and I think I should start with my first ever Chanel brooch. This is the, oh God, I'm really nervous about dropping things. This is the classic CC pearl brooch. It is in the pearl with the gold tone. It did come in a pearl with a silver tone too, and it also came with one which had a pearl dropping off the bottom as well. I think that was only an extra £5, but I just thought this was a much nicer design. This brooch has since been discontinued, which is a shame. It really is a shame. They do different versions of it now, but they are a lot more. I got this around 6 to 7 years ago, maybe even more, and it cost actually quite a cheap price. It was £130, which is kind of amazing because at the time I thought that was like so much money, but now the Chanel brooches are more like £500 plus. Like, they're a lot more money. So I love this one. It was my first ever Chanel brooch. We bought it from Selfridges in London from the Chanel boutique, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful and it looks great even after all these years. It's not tarnished. It's still a beautiful shiny gold color. No pearls have dropped off. I just think it's a really beautiful brooch and I love it so much. And God, I wish I could go back in time and buy like 100 more of them, because what a steal. I mean, that's crazy. I thought it was so much money back then, and looking back it was so cheap. Crazy. And the next one I want to show you is a vintage one. I got this from Vintage Heirloom, which was a wonderful pre-loved Chanel, mainly Chanel boutique. They had a little bit of Louis and a little bit of Hermes, but mainly it was Chanel. They had wonderful things. I bought this from there. I think it was around £115. It's a 1980s, 1990s gold tone button style brooch. I think it's really cool, really beautiful. I love it. I think it's great. I love it on a little blazer, maybe a vintage blazer, just to kind of go with the vibe. It's got a bit of like a Samantha Jones kind of feel to it, and I really love it. And oh, the era was 1994. I should have just looked at the back of it where it has the date. So yeah, it's a 1994 gold tone button brooch. Again, great condition. I should probably give it a clean over, but it's a really good shiny gold. The clasp is still working really well. It doesn't seem to have tarnished. It's just a really great quality little brooch, and it's got good weight as well. Oh, that's the doorbell. 2 seconds. Sorry. Sorry about that. The doorbell went, and I'm on doorbell duty today because my boyfriend is working from home, but he's on conference calls all day long. Anyway, I think we were kind of done with this one. Cost around 115. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And I just think it's a really cool vintage Chanel brooch. Okay, the next one I don't know the price for, because my mum bought me this for my birthday about 3 years ago. I think it was quite expensive. She bought it off a pre-loved, very reputable seller. Just so you know, you always have to be careful where you buy your pre-loved Chanel. You never want to get caught out with a fake. That would not be fun. But yeah, it was from a pre-loved seller, and I think it was quite expensive. She wouldn't tell me how much, obviously, because it was a gift. But yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I had always seen this one in the store, and I'd always thought it was really beautiful, but I mean, Chanel's expensive, and then it just continued. And then my mum bought it for my birthday, and I love it so much. I have seen them on Vestiaire Collective, which I will link below. Vestiaire Collective is a great place to buy vintage Chanel, and you get a really good price for it there as well. But I have seen them on Vestiaire Collective for about £350. I'm pretty sure they were less than that when I used to look at them in the store, but they got discontinued and they've gone up in value. So do be aware that actually your Chanel jewelry is a pretty cracking investment. So yeah, this is my next one. If you are planning on buying one of these, I would expect to pay about £350, and I would look on Vestiaire Collective. That's probably the best place to buy vintage Chanel jewelry. I'm gonna go for this one. This one is so cute. It's a tiny little seashell. I'm gonna have to hold it quite far back because it's just gonna reflect really badly off the lights, but it's a cute little seashell. It's got little pearls. It was from the summer collection. Oh, I can't even remember. Maybe like 3-4 years ago. I think I bought this pre-loved as well. I think it was around 150 to £200, which is quite a lot for such a tiny brooch. But actually they have, again, gone up in price since then. So I love it. I don't wear this one as much because it is such a summer style. But I do think it's absolutely adorable, and I really love having it in my collection. So that's my next one. And then finally, I got this one. My boyfriend bought it for me. He bought it from me from duty free at Heathrow Airport. And he showed me the receipt. I think it was around, it was a lot. It was around £550. And that was after 20% had been taken off, which I think is crazy. I need to be careful. Like, I hope he doesn't watch this. But I don't think I would have paid that much for it. I love it. I think it's really cool. I think it's really unusual. But I do think like £700 for a brooch is ridiculous. £550 is still ridiculous. I'm not 100% sure if I would spend that myself because it is just so much. I probably would buy 2 brooches for that money on the pre-loved market. That being said, I do love it. I think it's really cool. I think it's really unusual. I think it's just really fun and exciting, and yeah, I love it. I love the colors. I love the mix of the enamel, the pearl, the diamante. The only thing I don't like is the price. I feel like most of my Chanel collection and my Chanel brooches were actually quite a good investment because I bought them quite a while ago, or I got them pre-loved, and this is the one which I do feel like, oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So this one was around £550, and that's after 20% had come off because it was bought at duty free at Heathrow Airport. So yeah, it is really cool. It's really unusual. I could probably resell it and get the money back, and if I probably waited a couple more years, I could probably get more back. But I do still think £500 to £700 for a brooch is a lot. I'm personally less tempted to buy Chanel in Chanel stores at the moment because I'm finding that prices, like, especially with the recent price increase, I'm finding them quite hard to justify. So I am very much more looking very, very actively on the pre-loved market. Again, Vestiaire Collective is my #1. But yeah, I do kind of think like, oh, would I have been better buying 2 brooches of Vestiaire Collective? That being said, I do love this. I think it's really cool. I think it's really beautiful. I think because I've saved on other brooches buying pre-loved, it kind of makes it okay. But if all my brooches were like £500 to £700, oh, you know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I've got to buy a new soil pipe. I've got to buy new guttering. This would be a chunk towards it. Anyway, that is my collection. I think my favorites would have to probably be the one that my mum bought me, the Baroque brooch, because I love that. Would probably be the pearl one because that was my first ever one. And I really love this little gold tone one. I think it's very easy to wear. Oh, but the seashell is so cute. And I do think this one is really special. So yeah, they're all my favorites. I did have a couple more which I sold, mainly because one of them looked very similar to this one. I will try and find a photo to insert here, but one of them looked very similar to this one, so I thought they were kind of a duplication, and the other one was kind of like a little handbag, which again I'll try and find a photo and put it here. And I liked it, but it didn't feel very me. I didn't love it, so it was time to go, and I think I bought something else. Can't remember what, but I bought something else. Anyway, that is my Chanel brooch collection. I hope you like it. I hope you liked hearing about how much they all cost. I'm really sorry if you find the prices offensive and you don't agree that people should be spending that much money on jewelry. I get it, but I made the video anyway, so I hope you don't mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. I would love to see you again. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. I will see you again soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.